the animal understood that she was pulling him underwater.
She is Kasatka. It's November 2006 in San Diego, dragging Peters down, ragdolling him, holding him under.
On November 2006, a senior trainer at SeaWorld San Diego was attacked during a show with Kasatka, a 17-foot female orca. The trainer had worked with her for years, but during the performance, Kasatka dragged him underwater repeatedly. The struggle lasted for nearly 10 minutes as the orca refused to release him. Emergency crews and fellow trainers rushed to the scene, throwing nets and trying distraction tactics. He eventually escaped, but was left shaken and injured. SeaWorld later admitted that the whale had shown similar aggression before. Not long before that, another dangerous moment had unfolded at SeaWorld San Antonio in 2007. A trainer working with Quat, a 5,000-pound male, was suddenly pinned at the bottom of the pool. The whale had held her there, refusing to let her surface for air. Other trainers acted quickly, using hand signals and emergency procedures to free her. She survived, but required medical attention for her injuries. But that's not it. A female trainer, Claudia Volhart, had her own terrifying brush with death in San Diego.
The whole entire pod is to believe that one.
I can believe it. I wonder why. They disbelieve it.
Well, it's true.
She was working with the orca Candu V when the whale clamped onto her foot. The animal dragged her around the pool, refusing to let go as she struggled to free herself.
Something mentioned.
I'll let me speak for myself.
Colleagues scrambled to distract the whale until she finally released her grip. Volhart survived, but was left with serious injuries that ended her performing career. The 1990s brought more shocking scenes.
Turning on and terrorizing the man who had been her performing partner and trainer for more than a decade.
At Marineland in Antibes, France, a trainer named Frédéric experienced a violent attack from the orca Freya. During a training session, the massive whale dragged him under the water.
Her performing partner and trainer for more than a decade. She grabbed him, dragged him underwater, twisted him.
Witnesses said she repeatedly rammed and bit him while ignoring recall signs. He was eventually rescued but had deep wounds and broken bones. Freya's aggression was reported several times, and staff admitted she was difficult to control. Another frightening case took place in California in 1999 with a whale named Orchid. During a show at SeaWorld San Diego, Orchid grabbed her trainer's leg and dragged him into the pool. The trainer was tossed violently and held underwater as the crowd screamed. Other trainers had to use emergency nets and buckets of fish to distract Orchid until he was finally freed. He survived, but needed extensive medical care for torn muscles and puncture wounds.
Help me out! Help me out! Help me out here!
Another frightening encounter happened in 1993 with a female orca named Winnie at Windsor Safari Park in the UK. During a session, Winnie suddenly bit a trainer and tried to pull him into the water. He managed to break free, but the attack was enough to send him to the hospital with torn flesh and shock. The park closed not long after, and Winnie was transferred to SeaWorld. Even younger whales showed signs of aggression. In the early 2000s, Shoka, a female at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom in California, turned on her trainer during a session. She refused signals and became aggressive, nearly dragging the trainer into the pool. Shoka later made headlines again in France after lunging at trainers, showing that unpredictable behavior was not limited to older whales. But the worst calls were never widely reported to the public. In the 1980s at SeaWorld San Diego, an unnamed trainer was repeatedly bitten by an orca during a backstage training session. The whale tore into wetsuits and flesh, leaving him bleeding heavily. He was hospitalized and survived, but the park classified the incident as employee error. It showed how many of these cases remained hidden until leaked later.
Into captivity.
Something's wrong.
In 1988, Kasatka, the same whale who attacked in 2006, showed her aggressive side early. She suddenly grabbed a trainer and dragged him under.
Recorded moments where killer whales have snatched their handlers.
Witnesses say the attack lasted several minutes as she ignored every signal to let go.
Tossed them about, refused to let them go.
Trainers eventually forced her to release him, but not before he had suffered severe injuries. But what follows is even more scary.
The highly publicized death of that trainer changed the future of orcas at SeaWorld.
At SeaWorld San Diego in 1994, another male orca named Taku showed dangerous behavior during a rehearsal.
On Sunday, SeaWorld San Diego will bring its theatrical orca show to a close after years of criticism and controversy.
He pushed his trainer around the pool and nearly drowned him in front of staff. The whale's aggression was written into incident logs, but he continued to perform until being moved to another park.
For years, the killer whale known as Chilicum was the star of the show at SeaWorld.
I think he spent a lot of time in isolation.
Taku's death in 2007 was from illness, but his history of aggression was long known among staff. Even outside the show pools, there were dangers.
And saw a decline in its attendance and revenue.
There you go.
In 1983 at SeaWorld San Diego, a trainer cleaning a tank was suddenly attacked by an orca. The whale bit down on his leg and dragged him along the bottom of the pool.
But the performances changed dramatically. Trainers are no longer allowed to swim with the whales.
His co-workers managed to pull him out, but his leg was badly damaged. He survived, but the attack was largely kept out of public reports. There were also cases where whales worked together.
Orca attacking great white sharks, and even hunting sperm whales.
At Sealand of the Pacific, before the death of Kelty Byrne, other trainers had been harassed by the orcas.
For what seems an eternity, Kasukta drags her trainer underwater.
Reports stated that whales would block exits, refuse to allow trainers out of the water, and circle aggressively. In one case, a trainer was nearly drowned when two whales pushed him under repeatedly. These events were warnings that were not taken seriously. In the 2000s, another chilling case involved Kasatka once again. During a training session, she lunged at a male trainer and held him against the wall of the pool. Witnesses described the scene as violent and terrifying.
We really understand how dangerous they are in the first place.
Trainers had to bang on gates and use all distraction methods to save him. It was one of the several serious attacks linked to her before her death in 2017, but not every case ended with survival.
The show had gone horribly wrong.
In 1971, a young trainer at Marineland of the Pacific in California was killed by an orca during a training session. The whale grabbed him and refused to release him, dragging him under until he drowned.
Ken Peters sees his chance.
It was one of the first known fatalities involving an orca in captivity, and even as years passed, the pattern never stopped.
He finally breaks away from her. Now by this time, his colleagues have deployed a net across the pool.
Trainers across different parks reported being dragged, bitten, rammed, and nearly drowned. Each case showed that despite years of training and close bonds, the risks never went away. So which of these moments shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more terrifying real-life stories.